Hey, what's up everybody? It's Coach Matt, EliteThrowsCoaching.com. Just like last week, I still have a bum elbow if you read that newsletter. But we're going to have Coach Anise go through the demonstrations for this week. So, bench, squat, deadlift. Now we're going to be working up to our 2-rep max. So, this is the end of our second little 3-week cycle, okay? First week we did a set of 5, got pretty heavy. Last week we did sets of 3, again got really heavy. Now we're going to bump it up just a little bit more and get to a max set of 2. And that's on the new version of squat, bench, and deadlift that you picked out for this cycle. Now believe it or not, we are only about 6 or 7 weeks from when indoor track generally starts. So things are going to start turning toward more of an explosive indoor type season, more of an in-season program. So we only have about 6 or 7 weeks left. We're going to be really starting to break some records and push really hard. So I want you guys to really work hard this week and get those new 2-rep maxes. All right? So now we're going to turn the camera around. Coach Anise is going to show you the assistance and the accessory exercises going on squat, bench, and deadlift. All right, guys, Coach Anise is going to demonstrate the double kettlebell front squat. Now, you can do this with dumbbells as well. Essentially, you want to hold them up here in the rack position, and we just want to sit back and down and stand back up. Now, as always, sets and reps are going to be in the email that you receive, but notice how he sits back and down, keeping his back nice and flat and tight. Okay, the next thing we are going to do is an RDL. Now, we've done these before. We want you to start working either at a single or a double. So we'll have Anise demonstrate both. This is the single RDL. We'll show you from the side. Notice flat back, and this is more of a hinging of the hips. So he's not lengthening his arms down to the ground. He's pushing his hips back and getting a tremendous stretch in the hamstrings. Okay, now Anise, if you just want to grab the second one, same exact thing. Feet might have to go a little bit wider, but we're going to see the same thing. Hips back, back nice and flat, getting that stretch. Okay, the next exercise that we're going to do is pull-ups. Now with these, we do want to mix up the grip a little bit like we did last week. So we can do underhand, overhand, mixed grip. I'll have Anise show you a couple of the underhand, and then if you want to go to a couple of the overhand. Now you can go narrow, you can go wide. You can really mix it up to really try to hit different parts and target different workouts and different exercises. Okay, the last thing that we are going to do is a walking plank. Now walking plank is pretty basic. You start in the push-up position and we go elbow, elbow, and then your hands go where your elbows used to be. Elbow, elbow, hand, hand. As you see, Anise is demonstrating. He's going down with one side, going up with the other, mixing it up and switching it up every so often. All right, that takes care of day 1. Now let's move on to day 2. All right, now day 2, this is your bench day. First exercise is called a Z press. You're going to notice Anise is sitting on the ground. He's got his legs open and outstretched, and we'll show you the back is nice and flat. So he does not have his back or shoulders rounded over. He's nice and straight, and he's going to press overhead one-handed. And as always, sets and reps are in the email. Anise, if you want to just switch to the left hand for me, you can see better from this angle. The opposite hand is not really doing anything, and the dumbbell is staying nice and straight. There's not a whole lot of twisting going on with the arm. After Z press, we are going to go to push-ups on dumbbells. Now, I like to have the dumbbells at about a 45-degree angle, somewhere right in that range. Makes it a little bit easier on the shoulders and a little bit more tricep dependent. So we can see we're keeping the elbows really tight. We're going to show from the back. The elbows are almost scraping the rib cage as he goes down. So it keeps everything really, really, really dependent, almost like doing a close grip push-up without the stress on your wrists. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is a one-arm dumbbell row. Again, pretty basic. We've done these before. The cue I always like to use is shoulders up and butt up. So we want a natural arch to the back. We want to see big shoulders, getting that arch, butt sticking out, and we're just using the arm. So a lot of times people use a little body English when they go really heavy. That's okay, but don't get crazy. Just use the arm. Okay, the last exercise we're going to do is a tricep press down. Now in your gym, you might have cable machines where you can do this. Here, we like to use bands. So we're just going to keep the elbows right at the side, and we're just going to drive the band down to full extension. Now Anish, show them what typically happens when the elbows come apart from the body. So a lot of times we'll see the athletes doing this. The elbows go way out in front, and they start doing almost a pull-down maneuver. We want to keep those elbows nice and tight and go up and down. And again, as always, sets and reps are in the email. And now we move on to day 3. All right, everyone, the first exercise on deadlift day is a double kettlebell or dumbbell deadlift. So you notice, unlike the RDL that we did on day 1, this is much more of a deadlift where you're keeping the chest up and you're actually squatting down with the legs. Instead of doing that hinge, we actually have more of a squat, or more of a deadlift movement. Make sure to keep the back nice and flat and stay tight. All right, the next exercise that we are going to show you are dips. Now, dips are one of those staples of bodyweight movements. You see Anish is just going to dip down with his triceps and push up. Now, if you notice, we have a band that's right on the dip apparatus. If dips are too difficult, you can put your foot in the band like Anish just did. Foot in the band. Now, if body weight is too hard, foot in the band is too easy, you can put your knees in the band as well. Sort of meet in the middle and put your knees in there as well. All right. The next exercise that we are going to show you is a dumbbell snatch. Now, dumbbell snatch, a little bit different than what you would do with a barbell, obviously, but we're going to watch as Anish just dips down so the dumbbell is a little bit below his knee. He's going to drive up with his legs and hips, and he punches the dumbbell through at the top. Let's see what this looks like. So you can see he's leading with his elbow. He's exploding with the legs, leading with the elbow, and punching through at the top. Okay, it's a pretty natural movement, and you're going to do, again, sets on the left and sets on the right according to what it shows in the email. Okay, the last one we are going to do is a sandbag reverse lunge. Now, if you don't have a sandbag, you should definitely think about making one, or you can just take a duffel bag, fill it up with clothes, or fill it up with wood pellets, whatever you might have. Anish is just going to step back, hold it in the crook of his elbows, keeping his stomach and his back nice and tight. All right, guys, that does it for day 3. Again, if you guys are interested in checking out the workout, go to EliteThrowsCoaching.com and sign up to become part of the online team.